it's going live now.
Okay, yep, there we got it. Okay, welcome to the entries and exits session. I'm going to be doing a couple things a little different than what we've done in times past, but hey, it's still entries and exits. Okay, we're going to be talking about algo entries and exits. So I've been playing a little bit more with the copper. I don't know if any of y'all were in the session yesterday on building algos. So anyway, I'm trying to find my share button here. Here we go, screen 2. Okay. And what I've been doing, I've been playing and looking at some different times to enter the market and such. I've got 2 copies of the same algo running over here in this particular screen. And basically what we want to talk about tonight is what you see here is an equity curve. And that's a fine looking equity curve. I mean, anybody would be happy to have that as an equity curve. However, when we go in and look at this, and we're going to go in and actually go in and turn, we're going to turn one of the studies off initially here. Let's see. This one enters at 9:58. This one enters at 9:25. Okay, so I'm going to turn the 9:25 off. Close, and you'll see the equity curve change here momentarily. And let's see if this will actually show what I expect it to show. And it doesn't. That's okay. We'll deal with it. Okay. What we have here and this is one of the things that we run into with entries and exits. Let's pull this down a little bit here. We'll go ahead and zoom in. This area right here. Let's move this off the screen here for a minute. This morning, I ran this algo, and it ran. This was in sim. The first one hit here, and you see it here, and it filled target here. The second one hit here, and it exited up here on stop market. So it stopped out. Now it was designed to take a $200 profit. And let's see, 69, that's just not drawn exactly right. And we're just going to zoom in on this here real quick. Now I want you to notice, well, you can't see it right here now. There we can see it. You'll notice that this shows this entered the market right here, which is actually when it actually placed the order. So I'm going to put a line right there. Now you'll also notice I'm looking at 89 volume here. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in here a little bit more. Okay, so that's where it entered the market. Bring this down to here. And drawing, put a horizontal line down here. That was our market low after it entered the market short. Okay, so that's 0.65. And we were looking to pull $200 out of this on this. So let's see, 0.65, and these are at 0.005, so that's going to be 13 ticks there. Get my calculator out here. 13 times 12.5 is 162.50 is all that's pulled out. Now, it's interesting because at this point, after everything's done and closed, the algo does not show this as a viable trade. But it did trade. And that's one of the things that we have to be aware of. I want to go back to, we're going to go back and turn this algo off. Come on. I'm going to turn the one off here.
So is it because of your slippage, Doug?
No, actually, this is designed to enter the market at 0958 at 9:58 a.m.
Okay.
At
Oh, okay.
9:58 a.m. That's where the market was.
Got you. Okay. That's right, because you're on volume.
That's because we're on volume. Yes. Okay. And if you look at this candle here, I can't look at it now. Let me just turn this one off, turn the other one on, and give it a minute to load. Okay. If we look at the timestamp on this candle right here, it's 09:59:38. Look at the timestamp on this candle here, it's 09:56:43. So at 09:58, when that time occurred, that's where the market was, and that's where it placed the order. However, when you go back to back testing or looking at this in from the from this perspective, let's see if it actually shows this one. 519. Okay, it does show this trade, but it won't show the other one. Okay, so if we go back in history here a little bit, right here. Okay, this was where it actually entered the market, and this is where it hit target. However, when you look at the and I can prove that to you here momentarily. When you look at the strategy performance report right here, okay, and we go in and look at this trade list for today, it shows the price for it went short, and it shows a price at 4.2500. Okay, so where's 4.2500? Let's just grab another line here. I'm going to change the color on that just so we be a little easier for me to see. Oh, look, 4.2500. But in reality, this is where it was at 9:58. That's where it actually entered, or 9:25.
So is it using the close of the candle?
It's using the close of the candle.
Yikes.
Okay. So, and this is in share bars. So what I'm finding is that sometimes you get better results using share bars in your when
the
you
algo?
do your well, when you're running the optimization, but the optimization is calculating it from this point. It's not calculating it from this point.
Okay.
Because it doesn't know anything that's happened other than open, high, low, and close on this candle.
So that's back testing only. When you're back testing, it shows it from the bottom of the close.
Yeah, it shows it at the close.
Yeah, at the close when you're doing the back testing of this.
Yes. So when we start looking at entries and exits on things, and some of the things that we've done over the years, we're looking at significantly different pictures. You can see this. I mean, this was a $200 move from this point to this point. Well, this was also a $200 move from this point to this point. Okay, but in the back test, when we look at this, it didn't even trade because the candle that it was calculating from actually became the negating candle for the trade to enter. So it balanced the number of red candles versus green candles, and so it didn't trade. It doesn't show it as a trade, and so we don't show it as an entry. But however, in reality, it actually entered, and we see that. Let's go back over here. Slide down here. We see that it entered here and stopped out up here. And I say if we had our target set at 150 instead of 200, then it would have filled and it would have made money. So when we start looking at entries and exits, where do we really want to get in the market? Where are we really going to get in the market? And you'll notice here again on this particular candle, let me just zoom in here. That's where it entered. Okay. Out here in the middle of a wick. So, but you look at the it's counting this candle here as a 958 candle. Okay. On the back testing or the optimization side, because it's counting it as the 958 candle, it balances out and it's red. It balanced out the quantity, and it doesn't show it as a trade. Anyway, and that's the only thing I figured out so far. And I don't, I haven't got through and got all of the analysis done on it, but that's kind of where I'm at this point. But it, and stop and consider this: at 958, if the market's here, this candle would have been green. You'd have had a green segment.
Yeah. So that's really, so when you're in a live market versus after the fact,
Yes.
is the real challenge here.
Yes, that's where we're at.
And this only happened in the share bars so far.
This is occurring with share bars. Okay. However, what I'm also seeing with in back testing the optimization, and in those we're seeing the same thing, and that's an inherent issue with the optimization method that TradeStation uses. And what I'm looking to try to do is to get this to place the order at the open of the following candle, and I so far have not been able to get it to do that. And some of that is slippage, and I know that there's slippage, but I've had orders placed sometimes 2 or 3 ticks away, and here again, that could be that amount of delayed data, because it places the order based on what it has from the chart, from the data server, not from the trade server. That's what it's basing the trade on. And like we looked at yesterday, the discrepancies in those candles yesterday, those are an issue also with entries and exits with algos. And when you're trying to plot this and determine what works, so effectively what I'm finding on entries and exits with algos is that you have to run it in sim in order to find out whether it's actually going to function or fly or not. I say this one that we actually have showing over here. Let's collapse this up a little bit. This one right here. You can see the distinct difference between these two lines. From here
So-
to here compared to here to here. It
Yeah.
shows it's successful,
Mhm.
but in reality, it traded an entirely different, an entirely different trade there.
So,
Can y'all see these blue lines?
yeah, I can see 'em.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
so Doug, at all reality, if you were trying to do some optimization, because, one of the nice things about when you have an algo and you have a strategy, you can optimize your entry and your exits and whatever your parameters are, right? They're your variables.
Right.
But what this suggests is, at least on a share bar chart, and it would probably be the same for a tick, possibly, right?
It is the same for tick chart.
So then you basically, right now, we know that anything other than a time-based chart, the performance report is not reflective. So,
Yes.
but I guess the question is, do you even now trust a time-based one?
Well, and that's going to be the next thing that we're going to go through and investigate. And like I said, I have seen this same scenario on time-based on 1 minute charts.
Yeah.
Where it actually entered, and I assumed, because they were, the most that I've seen was 3 ticks apart from what the chart drew, from what the algo actually did to what the algo actually to what the optimization showed, or the strategy performance report. Because the strategy performance report always shows it going from the close of the candle, whichever candle it chooses. But here again with share bars, we can see where the price was at 958, and it placed the order there, and it came in and filled, and I think it was, well, let's see, 958 there. That's, or not 958, 925. Okay, so this bar closed at 925.20. Okay, and this bar closed at 926.56. It was within 2 minutes. It made the $200. Now the interesting thing on this, and the reason I set one up at 958, that I actually even considered 958, when we look at this particular one, we see our average time in trades here is 38 minutes. Okay. Which one are we looking at here? We're looking at, okay, yes, we're looking at this one. So now what I have just recently found out this afternoon, when we look at both of these algos together, okay, we see on this one, we have one loss right here. And I would never trade this live, because this is a $600 loss. And I was just tweaking with it to see what does it take to get your loss to have a straight line here. Well, in reality, it took $537.50 to get a straight line here on your wins. So I just set it at $600 and thinking, okay, so at $600, we're either going to make our target of 200 or we're going to stop out. Well, today it stopped out on the second trade, not the first one. But when we bring the other algo back online here, turn this one off. It shows me a straight line, but it does not show me a trade today. It shows me a trade yesterday, 518. But we clearly placed a trade today. Now you see it took this line down here off. Okay, that's being drawn by the algo. This is being drawn by the platform itself in the sim account. We see the stop out here, but it did not place the trade here. Going to look at our settings, 45 true, 958, 3 and 0. Maybe, let me double check that. 3 and 0. Actually, I have those optimization reports. 58 is right there. I'm on settings. Okay, 3 and 0. Okay, the other one. It's this one here. Oh, I think I renamed it. Open. I think this is it here. Nope, it's not finding it. Okay, so go back to where they're saved. Over here. My bigger screen here. Okay. So now then, settings, 3 and 0. Okay, so now then, so yes, so that those settings are correct on this. So it should show the because it traded, it should actually show it today, but it does not. Now the reason, like I said, I suspect the reason to be, I haven't fully investigated this yet, but in running some of the analysis on this, it's showing that the short offset here actually came up as -1, and this is looking for 0. So I think that's where it's at. But like I said, it's interesting to see the entry was not where it should have been on the one trade displayed by the algo. because we can clearly see where the entry was, where it entered at 950 or 925 and then at 958. You know what, let me see if I can get this to actually change some of the settings. Get it to show this trade. Edit strategies. At 18, it's still not showing it. Settings. Edit. Let's go. Still didn't show it. Nope. Not going to do it. And it should show either, stop loss or the profit target. So obviously we need some more work on the algo. So, but this may be an inherent thing that we're not going to be able to fix as far as where it shows it and how it calculates it. Unless we go down to very small bars.
No,
think
we
it's
may not be able to use share or tick.
Yeah.
And I
So-
would imagine even range bars.
Range bars, probably the same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
And Renko, I've never had success at running anything, any type of an algo in Renko, because Renko gives you so much fake data.
Yeah. And then you got point and figure. I mean, I don't think it would work there either.
Yeah, I've never tried point and figure. I've never done much with point and figure.
I played with it a little bit, watching Wayne Sandberg do it.
Yeah. He
um,
is back in Kansas City now. I've talked to him a month ago. And some of his health problems he's having he's got rectified. So,
Oh, hallelujah. Praise God. Good.
so anyway, but that's some of the things that I've discovered today. And like I said, I wanted to share with the group. Lisa was struggling with some time to get some things put together for the entries and exits. And I said, well, hey, I've got something I'd be happy to show. And it's like I said, it's entries and exits, just a different type. So, but it gives us some eye-opening information at this point.
Yeah, definitely. That's really awesome, Doug, that you picked that up. I had worked with a program strategy back several years ago, and at the time, we found some issues with the performance reports. And at that time, when we called Trade Station, that's when they were shifting over to Trade Station 10, and they kind of, said, "Yep, we're aware." And that was about it.
Yeah, I can't run with on a time-based chart, on a minute chart. I can't run but about 15 tests or it runs out of RAM on
Yeah.
5 weeks of data. And it
Ah.
didn't used to do that.
Yeah. Walter, have you been having any RAM issues?
No, not as of yet, but I have not done as much as you guys have. So I've been watching Doug, learning a little bit more from Doug
Okay.
as what he's doing. But
Yeah, it's been kind of a pain lately, and it puts the pop-up window behind my screen. And so I've been working on, I think I found a setting that'll help me fix that. So I'm going to give that a shot and see if it helps.
Well, that's about all I've got for today. But I thought this would be something quick and simple, and people would enjoy seeing this. So
No, that's cool. I appreciate it, Doug.
So
All right.
Monday, I'm going to have to cancel the objective trade analysis. I've got a conflict there that I didn't realize. We've got a wedding to go to on Tuesday, and there's we found out that we're expected to be somewhere on Monday regarding the wedding about that time. So anyway,
rehearsal.
Well, and it wouldn't be, a killer to, if we weren't there, but by the same token, we've been invited, so I think we ought to go. It's not something, these weddings don't happen every day, once in a lifetime. So,
well, that's my attitude, but others have different attitudes.
yeah.
Go enjoy yourself.
I always do, except for when I don't, Walter. So.